I've been waiting for this moment for an entire month. It's time to do our Big Ten power rankings for next season. This is version 1.0, and we'll probably do this, I would guess, 64 more times this offseason because we love to constantly move things around and do this. But, Car, this is the first attempt you and I have had to look at next year and try and group what Big Ten teams have up. We have not done this, and we want to make note before we get too far into this that there's a lot of things that are going to change. So when I started lumping some of these teams together in preparation for this segment last night, Cart, I really did put them in groups based on where I think they'll end up.
Hmm.
Not necessarily what they have right now, because there's a lot of unfinished business to attend to, but more so in groups on where I think they will end up. Sound good?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I also want to warn you that I did your team dirty right now.
Oh God.
So I would like to let you know that I'm gonna do your team dirty in just a moment, and then we can immediately clean it up and push them higher on the list. That sound good?
Okay.
Okay. So you tell me where you disagree on this, and we can move stuff around. I have category one, tier one, Big Ten power rankings next year.
Yo, I'm sorry. No, you weren't lying when you said you were steering this motherfucker, huh?
Well, yeah, I figure we can do the thing where like you twiddle your thumbs and you're like, oh, I don't know, like USC maybe, or I can just like give you the rankings and you can tell me where you disagree.
Okay. I'm no. Please, floor is yours.
Tier one, there's only one tier one team in it. It's the favorite. It's Purdue.
Love that.
There's an enormous gulf from tier one to anything else.
Mm-hmm.
Good with that?
Yeah, I agree.
Okay. Tier two, I'd like to call contenders.
Mm-hmm.
Teams that I think will at least put pressure on Purdue.
Okay.
At number two, I have UCLA. Donovan Dent, Eric Daly, Tyler Bilodeau, with some good role playing guys between them, I think is a force to be reckoned with.
Yeah, I like that. I think a lot of people are sleeping on UCLA. I saw like Borzello had a projected lineup. We were big Trent Perry guys. I thought that was a big late ad for them last year.
I love him.
Uh, so like a starting lineup of Dent, Sky Clark, Trent Perry, Daly, Bilodeau, I really like.
I think it rocks.
Yeah.
So I'm putting UCLA second as the contender that can put the most pressure on Purdue. There's only one other team I have in the contenders category, and there's a huge caveat with them. It's Michigan with Yaxel. If Michigan does not have Yaxel, they drop at least two tiers here. But if they have Yaxel, who I believe would be the second best player in the league, a pretty unique star, I think there's an argument that they are the other contender here with UCLA.
Michigan with Yaxel.
Michigan with Yaxel at three.
Fair.
Okay. To tier four, which I'm calling NCAA tournament teams. Go ahead, sim the season. Good season. NCAA tournament team. Nothing more, nothing less.
Okay.
At number four, I have Illinois.
Fair.
I think they're headed towards a very similar season as last year, maybe a little better, but not like a contender based season.
Mm-hmm.
At number five, I have Wisconsin.
Okay.
I like Nick Boyd, Blackwell. They're going to be good. I trust Greg Gard.
Okay.
At number six, I have Oregon.
What's Oregon's roster construct currently?
Honestly, Shellstad, and I don't really care.
Just Shellstat?
They're going to have other stuff, but like if they have Dana Altman and Jackson Shellstad, I think they're just a tournament team.
Hmm. I just got questions on what the rest of the who else is on that team.
I mean,
Like, do they have Biddle back?
no, he's out of eligibility.
I'm kind of out. Like Oregon being just Shellstad, it's not doing it for me.
I don't think it's necessarily literally just Shellstad, but where's Jim Root's roster sheet when I need it right now?
Did he send that out already? I got to sign up for that.
Yes, he did.
Okay, I got to tap in.
Neither one of us has signed up for that.
That's surprising. You're supposed to be the signer up of us too.
I mean, they got Miles Goodman, the former recruit from Penn State that I still believe in. They got Devin Pryor from Texas. They did lose a lot of transfers out, but I thought a lot of the transfers out just weren't all that good. They still have big money. They're in the Dame Sar recruitment. I think they're going to get at least 1 or 2 more good stars. I don't know.
Okay. I don't agree, but okay. Of
We interrupt this sleepers video to tell you about an offer from Underdog Fantasy. Cart, you love Underdog Fantasy, correct?
course I do. Can I have a moment real quick?
Please. Thank you for that. In fact, I'm going to cut you off because our listeners like when we keep these short and sweet. Underdog Fantasy. Sign up as a new user. Use promo code SLEEPERS. Get bonus funds up to $1,000, 50% of your deposit match. The NBA playoffs are rocking right now. I played Underdog last week with a Cade Cunningham line. I'm looking forward to doing it throughout the entire first round of the NBA playoffs, but there's more. You can place picks on golf. You can place picks on baseball. You can place picks on the NHL playoffs that are rocking right now. Join Underdog Fantasy, promo code SLEEPERS. Support this show so that we can keep bringing videos to you. Back to the video. Oh, we can drop Oregon then if you want.
I'd like to.
Okay. And then this also needs to be changed because my 7th NCAA tournament team was USC. That was when I thought they had Des Claude and Rodney Rice. So we have to drop USC from NCAA tournament team without Des Claude. So okay, so let's
was that going to be the last team in your thing?
Yeah, I was going to get to the next tier in a second.
So you don't have Washington, who you've been shaking all types of ass for this whole offseason.
Yeah, I'm trying to be realistic. Let's just keep it moving. So I have right now favorite number 1 Purdue, contenders 2 UCLA, 3 Michigan, NCAA tournament teams 4 Illinois, 5 Wisconsin, and then you want me to stop there because you won't let me put Oregon, you won't let me put USC in. So now I'll jump down to my next tier. Just remember we have to re-rank Oregon and USC somewhere. My next tier was
Iowa should be in that tier.
My next tier is rosters I don't like with coaches I love.
Okay.
Michigan State was next.
Okay.
If we're being real about it, they're going to make the tournament. So they belong in the NCAA tournament tier. I'm not all that convinced they're going to get Darius Adams. Hope I eat my words on that. Without Darius Adams or another star replacement, I think there's an argument this is Izzo's worst roster ever. So that's going to get clipped and haunt me. But somebody in the backcourt's got to get really good really fast.
Yeah.
Izzo will drag them to the tournament. And shit, Izzo may drag them to a Big Ten title. I don't know. You're that good. But like, I had Michigan State as the premier team in a roster I don't like with a coach I love. Would you like to bump them up to NCAA tournament team since we both agree they're going to be an NCAA tournament team?
No.
No.
Love where you have us at.
Why don't we put Michigan State 6th in the NCAA tournament teams category?
I like them 7th.
Okay, we'll keep them 6th in the roster I don't love with the coach I do category.
Okay.
Remember, we still have Oregon and USC.
Where's Iowa?
Coming up later. Petition to put Oregon below Michigan State in this category. Roster we don't love, coach we do.
Good deal.
Okay, so Michigan State 6, Oregon 7. I think both those teams are tournament teams. Do we put Muss there or do we not?
Do you trust Muss?
I think so, yeah.
I do.
Okay, so let's put USC 8, same category.
Okay.
And then 9th, I would say Northwestern. A roster I don't trust with a coach that I do.
Good deal.
They got Martinelli. They got some young pieces that I still don't fully trust, but somehow, some way, Chris Collins is going to make them competitive.
Good deal.
All right, so there's our top half of the Big Ten. Into the next tier, which is good rosters I like with coaches I hate. 10, Jake Diebler, Ohio State.
I'd like Iowa to be ahead.
Let me keep going, and you can move them up when we get there.
Okay.
10 is Ohio State. 11 is Washington, Danny Sprinkle.
Okay.
Roster I love, coach I don't trust at all.
Okay.
You still good through the top 11 thus far?
Work.
You just want Iowa, but you agree thus far. The next tier is one of these teams with new coaches will massively overachieve, and the rest we need a year to evaluate.
Okay. So this is
12 is Iowa.
And Indiana.
13 is Indiana. 14 is Maryland. 15 is Minnesota.
Okay.
One of those teams will massively overachieve, pull a Dusty May, be in contention. The other 3 will be like, yeah, I don't know. Give it another year.
Okay. Deal.
And then last category is not enough juice. 16 Nebraska, 17 Rutgers, 18 Penn State.
Not enough juice. That checks out.
Anything you'd like changed?
Not a single thing.
So you're playing the nobody believes in us card already.
I love this.
Rank
Absolutely love
Michigan
this.
State is 6th on my list right now.
I love that's more than fair.
Is it?
More than fair.
Are we sure?
Positive.
Would you like to be higher than Illinois?
No, I don't want to be higher than anybody.
Where do
I
you
don't think
think?
we got enough. I don't think we got enough juice.
Where do you honestly think Michigan State belongs in next year's preseason Big Ten power rankings?
Probably like fifth or sixth. So right where you got them.
You're doing something here.
I'm not doing anything.
You're doing the me thing,
What thing?
the thing I did before we went to the Sweet 16. You're doing that move.
No,
You're doing my move.
no. I would. One thing I would never do is try to pull your move. You do your moves too well. That's not my game.
You're doing oh, it's a really hard draw, isn't it? Yeah, it is. Yeah. You're doing that move right.
I hated the this is a nightmare draw matchup bit.
It was, wasn't it? You're doing that move right now. Oh, we don't have enough, do we? Not enough juice, do we? You're doing that move.
Oh, six is fine.
I'd like to retroactively put Michigan State second.
No,
I'd like Purdue at 1, Michigan State at 2, UCLA at 3.
I hate it here.
There's your 1.0 version Big Ten power rank.